Snap Podcast. Boy, do we got some stuff to talk about tonight. Well, we always got something to talk about, but it's, got a lot on the mind. And that's why we here. Well, we got to do our intros as always. It's your boy, DarnellSparrow, your bad Superman. He is the real Varnell Hill, the notorious Antoine Smooth. What's going on?
Man, what's going on, man?
And I was sitting here, and at first I said, damn, I had my list of what I want to talk about. I left the notepad in my office, and then it just clicked, because it was mentioned on the internet. I said, yeah, we got to talk about this. Of course, and yes, we're going to talk about wrestling, but we always get off wrestling every now and then, because we will do the Crown Jewel predictions coming up this weekend. But there's a couple things we got to get into first. Some things we got to address. Some things we got to talk about.
Yeah.
And I don't even have a drink with me. The closest thing I got to a drink is a Sprite. But this might...
You may need that to settle your stomach after this.
Yes, you might need it. Because I got to know. And I got questions on both sides of the fence. And we got to talk about, first we got to talk about Dwight Howard.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Now, for those of y'all who don't know, Dwight Howard played, for the Orlando Magic, the Sixers, the Hawks, the Lakers, won a championship with him, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, out there in China just handling his business. But this man then got into some nonsense. That we really, didn't really need to know.
Right.
And this is according to the AP. Dwight Howard has denied accusations by a Georgia man who says he was sexually assaulted by the former NBA star and another person. Stephen Harper filed a state civil lawsuit against Howard in July, alleging assault and battery, false imprisonment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. No criminal charges have been filed against Howard. In response, filed this week by his attorney, Howard described the 2021 encounter at his home in the Atlanta suburb as consensual and requested the case be dismissed. Now, let's get into, what was said, what was going on, and you tell me. I gotta get your thoughts before I get into it. Harper's lawsuit says he met Howard through Instagram and they exchanged explicit text messages before arranging to meet at Howard's home on July 19, 2021. While on his way to Gwinnett County residence, Harper says Howard texted him back to ask if another man or a woman could join their planned sexual encounter. Harper says he told Howard he was not interested. Once at Harper's home, Harper claims they were joined by a man dressed as a woman who identified only as Kitty. Harper says he tried to resist the two men, but Howard and Kitty forced him to participate in sexual activity. Mr. Harper was trapped in the defendant's bedroom and believed he would suffer imminent bodily harm if he resisted defendant's sexual advances, the lawsuit said. Afterward, Mr. Harper felt extremely violated and humiliated and was in complete shock. Harper denied allegations in his response, which says the three men agreed to engage in consensual sexual activity. He asked for summary judgment with court costs and attorney fees to be assessed against Harper. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you, do you believe any of this happened?
Well, what Dwight said about it being consensual or whatever, that Dwight did admit that, correct? He said it was consensual.
Yeah, he said it was consensual.
Okay. So this is telling me, okay, Dwight, if it was consensual, why don't you just come out? You don't want to. But I don't understand. Just say who you are.
Because in the video, he semi-said it. He said whatever he doing his bedroom is his business.
Okay,
He put that out on the video.
He kind of said, sort of said it.
Now, here's my thing on this. One, again, it's none of our business. It's 2023. We going into 2024.
Yeah.
You know, homosexuality, Me Too, and all that stuff, all that's out there.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, it's always a big deal when it comes to a black man.
Yeah. Anything.
Everybody else can be gay, but a black man can't. It's like it has to be put out in the news that a black man is gay. Regardless if he hit it or not. That's his business. Not ours to know. Do I believe it happened? Yeah, I believe it. Do I believe it got forced upon him? You know, I can't say one there. Don't want to be there. Do I believe Dwight Howard had another man dressed as a chick? It could have been done. It could have been a trans. We don't know. Again, none of us were there.
This is just on assumptions. Yeah.
Because Dwight Howard is a big dude.
Yeah.
And from what's being told, there were a lot of text messages out there. There were a lot of text messages, a lot of pictures. And it was some nastiness going on.
Yeah.
But if this individual came out and said this, and he got the proof to back it up, you know, the White House already, you know, the White House already, as far as trying to get back in the NBA, you already on the hot seat with that. That's why you had to go to China.
Yeah.
Because Memphis thought about you. Why they signed who they signed, I will never understand, which is why they 0-4 or 0-5.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that part later.
Yeah, they could have kept the White. I didn't understand that at all.
I'm going to tell you. You can't understand? Let me tell you why. That's called, they don't want to deal with Dwight Howard, not because of the fact that he came out of the closet. It's the fact that he's going through this lawsuit, and they think it's going to be a distraction. But I got to ask this question. By that logic, when Jason Collins came out, you let him play. You didn't blackball him.
Yeah.
You let Dennis Rodman stay in the league, not saying he was doing gay stuff, but Dennis Rodman was all over the place.
He was all over, yes.
We don't know who. We know Dennis Rodman was some bad chick, but we don't know what Dennis Rodman was doing.
Right.
He was wild.
That was a wild boy.
But was anything put out from other men? No. But still, and you allow Rodman to be wild. Why can't Dwight be gay? That's his business. I mean, let the lawsuit play out. Because I know he wants to get back in the league, and I know some teams need him. He was supposed to go to Golden State. Looked at him at one time.
Because he been showing out too. He playing like the old Dwight.
That's it. Yeah, you gonna go to China because he the main factor. And you know, again, if that's what you want to do, okay, cool. The problem with it is it got brought out in a way you probably didn't want it to. You probably wanted to keep it to yourself, and that's cool.
Yes.
And that's the thing. You gotta read the room. You gotta know who you dealing with. If you know you doing something that people gonna question, especially if you a celebrity, you need to be careful, because stuff like this gonna happen. Whether it's what the person said is true or not. Because you got put on blast. And now everybody, you know, looking at you crazy. They look at you like you this big 6 foot 6'11", you know, built like a damn, I mean, just solid. Had all these women, but yet all that time you was in the closet. Like I said, we don't know how long, you know, we don't know We don't know how long he's been like this. Is this something just happened? We don't know. What Dwight should do is sit down, have an interview with somebody he trusts, and just put it out there. And get it over with.
Yeah, just get it over with, man.
Get it over with, be honest, go on with your life.
Yeah.
But I understand. You know, because, you know, you got people who are so homophobe, transphobe, and yada, 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 and they don't want to have one person. They think one person is going to affect everything. See, they more worried about what sponsors going to say.
Yeah, you notice that, like, in every sport, you know, they kind of iffy on trying to bring, like, either gay or, like, you know, trans people into the business. Because, like you said, it's because of sponsors, you know. Like the Sunny Kisses, you know, and people like, you know, Giselle Shaw and Nyla Rose. And you notice they're not getting as pushes like they want, you know. They're in the company, it's just they're not getting pushed like
because when the last time Nyla Rose was knockout champion? I mean, not knockout champion, AEW Women's Champion? About 3 years ago?
What, 3-2, like when AEW
first started, she was what, the second?
Mm-hmm.
And hasn't been a champion since?
Yeah.
Do I think it's for that reason? It's a hit or miss. Because if you look at somebody like, if you watch Impact, you look at somebody like Giselle Shaw, and she get a lot of TV time, and she get opportunities. Mm-hmm. Will they ever put the knockouts title on her? That's the question.
She's a good heel.
Good heel. Will they put it on?
Mm-hmm.
Cause you know what people say.
Mm-hmm. You know, she's a man. She shouldn't have the women's title. They don't say that.
But again, that's not for, you know, that's not for you to judge.
Right.
And then, and here's my thing. Why do people want to talk about people, one, they don't know. Two, if they saw them in person, the ones who talk all that noise be the same ones. If they saw them in person, be asking for their autograph. Tell me I'm lying.
No, they don't keep that same energy.
Them keyboard warriors who talk all that noise. Guarantee they'll be
the same energy when you meet them.
They'll be the first ones. They'll be taking pictures, putting it on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Not thinking you said something, because somebody gonna call it out.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you do it often.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, I look at, you know, the Impact, when Impact post matches, you know, and they'll have, like, Elsa a match on there, like when she fought Trinity, and they kept saying it was intergender match. They was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
But they be quick to talk about somebody. You want to say that to them publicly.
Mm-hmm.
And again, why are you worrying about somebody that, one, you don't know, you ain't hanging out with, that's not your friend?
Right.
Don't know about what they do. That's their business.
Right.
And you talk about that person on the outside. You might meet that person, probably be the coolest person you gonna meet.
In the world.
That don't mean just because you cool with them. You know, they talk about, you know, you worry about your friend, what your friends think. Hell, like I said, if me and you, like, we in the business, right, or was in the business, and we had, let's say she came to the company, where we worked at,
Mm-hmm.
and we all hung out, all the relatives plus her. Cause that's how we roll. Nobody ain't trying to sleep with her.
No.
We all just hanging out.
Right.
Just like the Impact wrestlers do.
Mm-hmm.
They make a big deal. Oh, you hanging out with a man? I'm like, by that logic. And here's another thing. I told somebody this.
Yeah.
I said, because you know they talk about. Me and a friend of mine had a discussion about this, and he asked me. He said, "Would I ever take a picture with a transgender or person, yada yada yada. I said, yeah. I said, why wouldn't I? They're not harming me. I said, if I took a picture with a trans woman and you say that's a man, well, by that logic, so if I take a picture with a male wrestler, wouldn't that be any different? How's that any different? If I took pictures with wrestlers in their gear, just their tights and their boots, that's cool. But if I took a picture with somebody who was trans or somebody who had the feminine attitude, the androgynistic attitude, that's a problem.
Right.
I'm trying to figure it out. You taking pictures with a dude, okay? Okay, what about Law and Dundee and all them rock and roll? But they all dudes.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, think about that.
Think about what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, there's no harm in that. I mean, what they gonna do to you?
Right.
I mean, and it's 2023, but y'all need to get out there. If you don't like it, and like me, I don't have to like it. I don't have to agree with it. But I'm gonna respect it.
Yeah. It's still life.
Right.
And, they do what they want.
They do what they want. Like I said, no, because they ain't harming nobody, and they damn sure ain't harming you. But you do something.
They putting their hands on you, none of that. That's
right.
all good.
Because if you do what we're like the Rick Steiner thing.
Yeah.
Was that necessary?
No.
That wasn't necessary. I mean, because we talked about that before. That's old school mentality. But I bet you this. I bet you Adrian Street. Was Adrian Street getting that heat?
Oh, most definitely. You know who Adrian was.
Was Adrian Street getting all that heat?
He was the king of flamboyance.
Yeah. Was Gorgeous George back in the day getting all that heat?
He was the originator of the flamboyance.
When what's his name? When Adrian Adonis went to the Adorable One, was he getting all that heat? But
right.
I know social media wasn't out back then, but you see my point.
He was getting the heat, yeah. They were trying to go back to like Gorgeous George.
Yeah, were they calling them fags and see when Goldust started doing it.
Oh my, yeah, that. Oh God, yeah, especially Goldust.
And Goldust, when he first came out, he took it there. He took it there.
He took it there, yeah.
And how much?
I'll never forget with him and Ahmed.
Him and Piper, what he did with Ahmed.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Ahmed didn't shoot on him. I'm real shocked. And the internet was some around that time. Did he get all that heat?
Because he went there. He went there in that. Yeah.
And people are like, well, why are we even bringing this up? Really, it was just about the white thing. The point of it is,
yeah,
let them be them. Let them live their life. If you don't believe in it, don't. You don't even have to tell them nothing. Don't say nothing. No.
Don't say anything. Yeah.
I mean,
don't say nothing.
I mean, if they there for a match, if they there, if you don't like, and if it's a wrestler, you don't like them, go to the bathroom. That could be your bathroom break.
Yep.
And leave it at that. Let's see, what else we want to talk about? You want to talk about James Harden?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why, out of all people, why the Clippers decided to take all their guys and get James Harden. James Harden ain't nothing but a headache. He forced his way out of Houston. He forced his way out of Brooklyn. He forced his way out of Philadelphia.
And then talked
What's
about
this gonna make any difference?
Then talked about he wanted to go back to Houston.
Yeah, because he wanted to be a first player.
Yeah.
And then Doka wasn't having that.
No.
He said no.
And then you see, this couldn't work if he fall back, because he's not gonna be the number one. That's Kawhi Leonard and Paul George's team.
And Ty Lue ain't gonna have that either.
Exactly. You got Russell Westbrook. You notice everywhere he go, Westbrook be there too, almost.
Yeah.
If them four can get it together, they could be a squad. If they, just fall back. If they do what Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce did when they won the championship,
Yeah.
accepted their roles. See, they wasn't worrying about, I'm going to score third, I'm going to go forward. Whoever was hot that night, that's who's going to get the ball. And it worked. Because if Kawhi and Paul can stay healthy, and you got Westbrook and Harden, that could be a championship team. But Harden want to be the man.
Right.
But you're not.
He's not.
You couldn't get it right in Philly.
In Philly, right? You had a big man in Joel Embiid right there with you.
A healthy Joel.
A healthy Joel Embiid, yeah.
You had Maggie. You had a nice little young squad. Then you in the East. The East.
The East.
Your biggest threat was Boston.
That was it. That's the only team.
Boston, or maybe Miami.
Maybe Miami, maybe Milwaukee. Maybe. Depending. Milwaukee on the good and bad day.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
And see, since we on topic of basketball, and I talked about it not too long ago, the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah,
I gotta ask you this, because this is your backyard. I gotta ask this. How bad do they need y'all back? Now I got two questions. Better yet, I got two questions. Was trading Dylan Brooks a mistake? And how bad do they need John Morant back?
Well, I'm gonna answer that one first. They really need Ja back. They need him bad because of his presence out there, his energy and stuff like that. And we lost Steven Adams.
That was a killer.
That was a killer there. So there goes our rebounder.
And then who y'all signed, I was like, I don't know about that one.
Right. He was from Phoenix, right?
Yeah, he's from Phoenix. I'm like,
I was questioning that one. Yeah.
I'm like, he was soft in Phoenix.
Yeah.
So I said, when Steven Adams went down, I said, oh, that's gonna hurt.
Yep, I said, there's our rebounder. Yeah, our defense, we have no defense, zero.
And here's the killer part. You have two people on your team. One defensive player of the year 1 year, and the other one of the next year. You have two defensive player of the years on that team. I would have thought Derrick Rose would have been lighting it up.
Yeah, he's doing decent, He still got some left there.
But the problem, I'm gonna tell you, the problem is y'all too small. Memphis is too small. You need this would have been perfect for Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard could have at least gave you 15 and 10, 15 and 12 at least. He would have been a double machine. Then you would have had 3 defensive player of the years on that team.
Right.
I'm looking at this. I'm like, 0-5, the Grizzlies. Now, do they got time to bounce back? Sure. But stuff like this can get old boy fired. And that I would feel real disappointed if that happened.
I mean, you losing to Utah, a team that really ain't got nobody. Donovan Mitchell is with Cleveland. So they can't make that excuse. That was a bad loss. 132 to 107.
Yes.
That was a bad loss. We lost. Of course, we lost to your team in the opening night, and then we lost to Dallas.
With you, that's Dallas.
But that's understandable. Dallas. You got Luka Doncic and so
you got Luka
Kyrie
Doncic
Irving.
and Kyrie Irving and them boys.
Yeah, so that's understandable. But the rest of these teams,
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. Yeah, that lets you know how much job made the impact. They
Like I
would have
said-
lost like that.
like I said-
1-5 with job.
I'm about to say, where's Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Yeah. He's supposed to take up most of the slack. Where's your blocking?
I mean,
where's he at?
where's Brandon Clark at? I thought he was gonna step up.
Yeah.
You got
After
this.
that injury, he
that-
didn't do anything.
Y'all got Kenny Lofton Jr. That big boy, because he showed out. He showed out in preseason.
Yeah.
And you got Zaire Wooden. You got second-year player. You got Xavier Tillman. You got Luke Kennard, shooter. And
We found our shooter.
then after that, here's the problem. You got guys like Santi Eldama, David Roddy, Jacob Kilvard, John Cone Carr. You have no bench.
No.
And then you went and got Bismack Biyombo. He too small. He's 6'8". You need a 7. You have on this team. You have 1 7-footer. One.
That was Steven Adams.
No, Steven, that was 6'11". Santi
6'11",
Eldama
yeah.
and then he's a power forward. He's not even a center. He's a power forward. And Biyombo is your center at 6'8". That's the problem. You have no legit big man. Adam was your guy.
Now see, if Tyus Jones was still there, and then Derrick came in, we would have had a decent bench. If nobody wasn't hurt, I think we'll be all right. And then our bench would be fine too.
Yeah,
I already know Derrick will be leading that bench.
right.
For him and Tyus Jones, that's if he was still there. Yeah.
Yeah, I
He
just
had go with Tyus. Yeah.
like I said, I hope this doesn't get Taylor Jenkins fired.
Yeah.
But we do one other thing before we get into the crown jewel. They actually the Fury and Usyk fight that was scheduled for December will happen in February.
So why is that?
Too soon, they said, to make sure they have time to prepare.
Okay.
They pushed
Long
it.
we have that fight, I don't care.
Yeah,
Long I want to see this.
because it was signed already for December. I mean, they agreed to the fight. It was scheduled for December, but now it's going to happen in February.
It's gonna be for the Millennial WBC.
No, this is
Then you got the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO.
Yep, this is for it all.
This for undisputed, right?
And
This is what I've been looking for. This is what I've been waiting. I think we both been waiting for this.
yes,
We had an undisputed champion since Lennox Lewis.
and you know what I said before. That fight is going to tell me, you know, how he going to do against Usyk, because you let Ngannou expose you. Ngannou exposed you bad. And if you go in there fighting like that, even though you won and
that can actually move and he's quick.
and if you go out there, yeah, you won, you threw a lot of punches, but you don't want to look like you got beat up. You go in there fighting like that.
No, not with Usyk.
Who's gonna knock your head off?
Yeah, when he's mobile, when he can move quick. Yeah. Because, we had predictions on there because I got Usyk beating him. I believe Usyk gonna be the undisputed heavyweight champion.
Yep. And he's gonna be hard to beat. But then there's a rumor going. I don't know how true it is. I don't know if you saw it. But there's a rumor that Ngannou called out Wilder.
Okay.
I'll give Ngannou credit for this. You know how they say?
Like Jake Paul, he actually fighting boxers.
You know how they say go hard or go home?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's starting at the top.
Come on, Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. Jake Paul know better. That's why he's in that Misfit Fight League. That's why he's there. You're gonna fight the social media guys. You're gonna fight, influencers. You're gonna fight. You'll fight athletes. But you ain't fighting. I mean, 'cause we already know you already lost to a boxer.
Yeah.
I mean, even though you to me he did well. I mean, he did drop him in the last round. I think he's scheduled to fight somebody. Okay, they said the next opponent is about to be announced, and they said it could be 3 choices. Let's see who they talking about. Let's see. A lot of people want to see him and KSI go at it. Cause they've been having words. But isn't that Logan's boy?
Yeah, I thought they were all cool.
Yeah, they said Jake Paul has had a grudge against KSI. That's why. Because him and Logan cool.
Because his brother?
Because him and Logan cool. So he don't like KSI.
Oh, I know that. I thought all of them were cool.
So they said they're looking at 3 possible fights. Nate fighting Nate in the octagon. Tommy Fury again. And KSI.
Now, they gonna do the boxing thing?
Yeah. No, Diaz. If he fight Diaz, it'll be an octagon because he said it. He'll fight him in the octagon since he fought him.
Oh man, they will destroy him. That's his turf. Now, I don't see him in the top. I don't want to see that. I guess the only logical is KSI.
And that'll draw more just off the social media world alone.
Right.
And then, like I said, if they do it in that big fight league, which is, I don't know, where this came from, but they get the views, they drawing.
I respect the hustle. Don't get me wrong.
And here's the thing, because we about to lose Showtime boxing, the Zone about to be the place to watch boxing between that and ESPN.
Yeah.
I was disappointed. I was disappointed when HBO stopped showing boxing. Now Showtime about to stop.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about the Showtime. I know you feel some kind of way. I do too. I'm gonna miss that,
So now
that was old school fights we saw in there.
Right,
yeah.
some classics. So now we have all we have now, like I said, ESPN and the Zone.
Yeah.
But I think Jake could be a good boxer. I think what Jake need to do, if he's serious, go fight boxers, yes. But do it the fight night way. And what I mean by the fight night way, when you do a career mode, what do? You start from the bottom.
You start from the bottom, right?
You start from the bottom and you rise in the ranks.
Yeah.
Not everything you do have to be on pay-per-view. Or do what the Tommy Morrison. Tommy Morrison did it. Tommy Morrison was fighting in bars and all kind of places till his name got out there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you serious, go. I mean, you can fight boxers with horrible records, yeah, and just that way you can see, okay, this is where I'm at. Cause you never know, one of those dudes you think might suck might knock your head off. But you need to fight boxers. I mean, like I said, they ain't gotta have the greatest record in the world, but you need to fight boxers. Work your way up. Because you know the boxing commission gonna see it. And I say if you win, let's just say he wins a good 10 fights. And they all were against boxers. But then people gonna say, well, they were against nobody. I mean, but what you want them to do?
What do you do? You can't, you gotta start at the bottom. You gotta start somewhere.
I mean, he fought boxers. And the more he wins, the more advanced he gets.
Right.
If he's serious, that's what he needs to do. Logan? I don't think Logan can't box to me. I think
he's in a good position where he is now.
He's in a good position in the WWE, and he played right. He can be a top name.
Maybe even be a champion.
Which, since we talking about that, let's get into the Crown Jewel predictions. Real quick, we're gonna kick it off with the pre-show match, which they haven't done Lord knows how long. Sami Zayn, J.D. McDonough.
Now, J.D., is he gonna be in finally or not? I mean, he's still a prospect. I thought he'd be in by now.
Cause look like
he's still a prospect.
Cause look like they didn't warmed up to him.
Yeah.
Look like they didn't. He kind of like how Rosie was with the Hurricane.
Right.
You win, but you're not in. So I'm gonna go with Sammy on this. Like I said, it's a pre-show match.
Right.
It's a pre-show match. Dominic probably be out there. We might see KO.
Let's see Dom.
Dom probably be out there. And I'm trying to figure out this. We talking about Dom. Why they piping in booze now?
I don't get that.
I'm like, and then you're making it so obvious.
Yeah.
You're making it so obvious, partner, but he don't need that. That kid can get the heat all by his lonely. He breathed a boo.
Right.
And I bet he never thought. He'll be in the position that he's in. But we said it from day one. And I think he was already had a name when he, was on the card and he turned heel with Judgment Day. But when he went to NXT, which he should have done in the first place, he won that North American title. And finally he still have it after all this time. I mean, he doing what needs to be done with it. So I'll give him that. I'll give him straight kudos. Let's see what we got. We got Seth freaking Rollins defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre. By the way, I just put in an order with my belt guy for the World Heavyweight title and the undisputed WWE Universal title.
Oh, so you getting those?
Yeah, I'm getting those. So once I get them in, I'll let you take a peep at them. Gave me a good little deal on them.
Okay.
But Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre. Just based on the storyline, based on what they're talking about, should Drew win the title?
Now, we're going to go back to the pandemic. Drew was champion during the pandemic, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, if he wins this, he finally be in front of a crowd and actually wins it. But the thing is are they teasing him to be a heel?
Oh no.
I think he is.
Oh no, he
He's
gone.
close to it.
Oh, he gone
Yeah.
here.
I think if he wins that title, he going full blown heel. So, I mean, Seth held it for a good while. But there's something about it that he gonna retain. Something telling me that.
Oh no, he's gonna retain. I know, but you know, and I think for that reason, to frustrate Drew,
So
you know, and give him a reason to turn heel.
This will be the last straw.
This will be the last straw. Now, I don't know why people either think he's going to Judgment Day or wants him to go to Judgment Day.
I don't know. That ain't happening.
Because if that's the case, somebody got to go.
Mm-hmm.
And if he...
And when push come to shove, who would it be? Then it would go. Look like
It's going to be Priest.
Mm-hmm.
Priest gone. Because you see, he always questioning Rhea. Every time Rhea do something, he questioning Rhea.
Yeah.
When they say there's no leaders, but she always calling the shots.
Shots, right.
Because he definitely be the one. And then I thought about this. If Drew turned heel, you know, he always walking around with the sword and all that other stuff. Him and Ivar could have did something.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a Viking kind of thing, but you know, Eric is out. It looks like they trying to do something with Ivar. You put him with Drew, that might work. They're gonna have to be a little bit creative with it, but I think that'll work. They're just gonna have to, you know, repackage Ivar a little bit and Valhalla.
Yeah.
I think that'll work. But
Yeah, because I got fed up with the Raiders, Viking Raiders in New Day. I did not care for that.
No, if that wasn't time wasted, I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
We got a fatal 5-way for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley defending against Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Raquel Rodriguez. Why are they making it seem like Nia's gonna win the title?
I don't understand that either. Nia just came back.
Cause that one promo she cut when everybody was signing the contract, that was horrible. That was
just
like she was just talking.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what they wanted her to do. I think that was planned.
Oh.
I think that was planned.
Oh, like good.
I think they wanted her to do that to make her annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was actually planned.
I said, good Lord, who wrote that?
Mm-hmm.
That it was bad to me.
Yeah, that's what it was. All that was planned. That was scripted. They want to make Nia this annoying, you know, just rambling off at the mouth.
Right.
Type person.
And
so I can see that being her.
And they
it's like the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
He just rambled on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, you know, she going around talking. You know, she going around, she squashing everybody. Like I said, at this point, if that just put him, if she won, I think she'll be very transitional. Cause nobody wants. Cause I don't think the fans will feel it. Now, when she was Raw Women's Champion the first time, she was a babyface. It balanced itself out.
Yeah.
But you know, you got, you know, Shane in there, which, like I said, she should have been a single champion a long time ago. You got Zoe. I know I think she's gonna be a single champion at some point. Raquel been there, done that.
Yep.
And then we got Rhea. I mean, even if they took it off her now, I don't think it'll stop her momentum.
No. They'll
But
still cheer for him. You know, they're gonna be definitely cheering for him.
but I see, you know, where they going. You know, they want to make the Judgment Day, you know, strong.
So, yeah.
And if she lost the title, again, it'll go to me. It'll go back to the, you know, you lost the title. I mean, why you can't call shots?
You can't call the shot. You supposed to set an example. You don't want us losing our belts.
Right.
You lost yours. Yeah.
Because think about it. Dominic lost his, got it back.
Right.
Finn and Damien lost theirs, got it back.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't lost yet.
And know everybody, he's not catching it in at Crown Jewel. Wait a minute.
Please. So yeah, so I'm gonna go with Rhea. And speaking of Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes. See,
I just went back. We going back to the Seth and Drew McIntyre match. I think he may tease it, but he ain't gonna catch it. It's gonna be another tease.
I'm gonna tell you why I got a problem with this match. I got a problem with this match because if this is all about Cody finishing the story, how you gonna get to Roman Reigns? How you gonna get there? Please don't win the Royal Rumble again. That's too obvious. They could have put the cake. They could have, because the way he was talking on Raw, I swore he was gonna say, "Put the case on the line."
You just read my mind. Me and you, I'm telling you, you just read my mind.
Because I'm thinking, you talking. I was for sure he was gonna say, "Put the case on the line."
Put the case on the line. Say it. You know. Yeah.
And he didn't. So my question is, you ain't going that route, okay? I mean, you still got time to do it, yeah. But how you gonna get to Roman? Or you gonna do
the tag championships? You almost was there.
I mean,
when you had the tag championship.
Right. So you don't need to win the Royal. Don't need to win the Royal Rumble.
No.
Unless somehow they do something in the Elimination Chamber. It would have made more sense just to when you did the trade, you should have sent him and not Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm. I didn't understand. I said, okay, who is it? Kevin Owens? I said, huh? Not against Kevin, but Rocky Hill. I thought him and Sammy was teaming up. Y'all just broke them up like that?
Right. So my question is, how you gonna get there? What are they gonna do? What is Nick Aldis and Scrap Daddy gonna come up with to make this work?
Because, like you said, when he was tag champ, he was there. You know, that was his foot in the door. The tag titles. That was his foot in the door. And then they could have really capitalized on the case being on the line. They could have really capitalized on that. And Cody could have won it. Yeah, now he got the briefcase.
Because, like I said, I don't want him to win the Royal Rumble again.
No, he's not going to do it.
I don't want him to win the Royal Rumble.
No.
And the way they talking,
all over again.
And from what I've been reading, like I said, I wanted Gunther to win the Royal Rumble, but from what I've been reading, he gonna hold the title all the way to Mania.
Which I don't understand. He's already the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion.
And they said there are two prospects they looking at for Mania for him: Chad Gable and Brock Lesnar for the title.
I would rather see. Oh God, that is difficult because
now if they do, I'm gonna say this.
I would love to see him and Brock. Yeah.
If they do him and Brock, they got to put time in. They got to put the time he did like he did with Cody.
Yeah.
You can't just go in there and make Gunther look like a punk. Sorry. And I think right there could be that should definitely be the end of Imperial.
When Gunther loses.
Yeah, he loses. That should be the end.
Because they kind of teasing it with Giovanni and Ludwig.
Right.
So, then, yeah, that could be the catalyst.
But again, I would like to see somebody like a Chad Gable, because you know the guy that he's been multiple time tag champion, tag champion, you know, great athlete.
I can see him being
I mean, he survived Shorty G.
Oh, yes.
And didn't even get released off of that.
He walked away.
I mean, you survived the Shorty G period.
Mm-hmm.
So if they, like I said, if they do Gunther and Brock, I think it'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
But they gotta at least give me at least 10, 15 minutes at least.
At least.
Cause it's gonna be number power moves. I mean, if you're gonna put the title on Brock,
yeah,
cause he never had it.
True. Yeah, he never held the Intercontinental title.
I mean, even like I said, even as for a short period. I mean, it is gonna be, you know, just a notch in his belt. Cause these last few times he's been coming back, you know, it's been like a different side of Brock. It's like he's more. It's like he's more happier.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's just having this good old time.
Good time. Right.
And the fans with him, like all his matches.
He taking pictures with him and everything.
So I could see it. Or do, like I said, if you go that route, do a triple threat. So even if you know Gunther loses, and you put down about, you know, he can get protected.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got Io Sky defending the WWE Women's Championship against Bianca Belair.
Now, Bianca just came back from wherever she was at. You know, we kind of seeing dissension, but not much. It's like everything back to normal now. It went from there was dissension there, and now everything is cool again with Bayley and Io. Now, I want to say this here. I know Io's gonna retain here. Okay.
Right.
Now, when we see Jay Cargill at Crown Jewel, when we see her, this would be the perfect time to put the debut in here as well.
Yep.
Just to tease it. Have her look at Bianca.
Yep.
And kind of walk off.
You know who's gonna be? You know who's gonna be the factor in this? Charlotte, as always. I mean, she might come down and try to help,
Mm-hmm.
and Bianca's gonna get blindsided. I think they're gonna have a hell of a match.
Yeah.
I just hope, again, it goes what I was saying about time. They need to get the time in. And
the
like
reason I mentioned Jade is because, you know, they're teasing her with which brand she's going to. We all know she's going to Raw, but I'm saying they're doing the tease thing with her.
Yeah.
You know, to have her scout out her talent, so to speak, who she's going against. Now, if they do a stare down her and Bianca, that'll set everything off.
Yeah.
That's just a tease. Yeah.
And you know, I really could I've seen pictures like you know, internet folks got pictures of them together. I saw one of them that was real nice. They called them the Storm.
That'd be a good team.
Oh, if they get them together at first and win them.
Oh, that's women's tag titles all
the way.
Yeah.
And have.
Oh, yeah.
That I would love to see that.
Yeah.
And then again, you can send them down to all three brands.
At least I will give them credit here. They did Chelsea and Piper right. They at least went down there and defended those titles. I give them that. They are like, okay, finally they finna go to NXT as well. So I would give credit to Chelsea and Piper. They're doing a good job with them.
Yeah.
They actually doing to all three brands. So I can't knock that.
No, not at all.
Chelsea.
Not at all. Even though they kind of.
I love the Hart Foundation outfits, by the way, they had.
Right.
That was perfect.
I said even though they kind of making Chelsea kind of like a comedy act, she making it work.
She's making it work though. She's funny.
Yep, and that is definitely not Laurel Van Ness.
No, that's
way hotter.
Mm-hmm.
Way more entertaining.
Right, I don't mind her being a comedy act. It's working.
Right.
She's funny. Yeah.
And they the bag notices it.
Yeah. And then you got Samantha calling her by, what she says.
When she say her name.
Snobby. Yeah, sound all snobby. Yeah.
And she said Chelsea. And she said,
yeah.
Reading the article, she's talking about like, and she said, it just happened one day.
Yeah.
The way she said it.
Now Chelsea's doing it now.
And she said Chelsea love it. She said she did it. She said she didn't even mean to do it that way. She said she just did it one day, and everybody back just told her to keep doing it.
Yeah. And then she acknowledged that when I think she was on NXT. She said Chelsea, Piper. He said Piper and me, Chelsea, great. Yeah.
Like I said, if somebody's saying your name in a different fashion, that means you got something.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So it's working. I give them to them. They are good women's tag champions.
Yeah. No doubt. We got Rey Mysterio defending the United States Championship against Logan Paul. Now, for those of you who asked the question, how did we get here? At Logan Paul's last fight,
he called him out.
He said it. I want to be the United States champion. I think for social media purposes, for getting more eyes on the WWE product.
Exactly.
Just for that reason, they're gonna put the title on Logan Paul, and he will hold it all the way to Mania.
And you know what? This is gonna be the sleeper match right here. This is gonna be the sleeper match, right? People are not gonna expect this to be good, but it will be.
Oh, it's gonna be good, and if they play this right, I think Dominic should play a factor in this.
Yes.
And I also think this should start walking it down, because I'm predicting they're running it back at Mania.
Talking about Ray and Logan Paul.
No, Ray and Dominic.
Because
if you remember, Logan cut that promo with Dominic. He comes out and
was there, yeah.
If he go in there and cost Ray the title, that we can walk it down to Mania. But put a stipulation on the line.
You can build on that. Yeah, you can build it. Yeah.
Put something on the line, so because of course Dominic got to win this time. Because Ray said he wanted to do what, maybe another 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
And put something on the line. Because like I said,
career you think?
I put like Hell versus Mass or something like that, or career, something to make it interesting. But I'm gonna say this, and there's no disrespect to Ray. Now I put my follow Ray for the longest.
Yeah,
no disrespect.
We've been following Ray for a long time, y'all.
And there's no disrespect to Ray.
No.
But he does not need the United States title. I'm sorry. You do not need the United States title. I don't know what happened that prevented Santos from getting it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Be a little rift between them, but then Carlito came in and that kind of shut everything down.
And that's another thing. I wonder when they're gonna pull the trigger on that. And that could be a Mania match, Ray and Santos. We can get it, but get it done right.
Mm-hmm.
But Logan needs to walk out the United States champion. Because you, like I said,
Oh, they will move him out the field. Now I can imagine it.
Cause I will tell you, WWE, the views going up like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
All those social media folks, and you know he gonna be all over social media. He got a podcast. You don't think he gonna flash that U.S. title?
His title, he gonna sit it right there on that table. Yeah.
He gonna put some attention to that title, and that's what you need. So I'm not even gonna knock it if he wins.
No, I'm not either. Because this gonna give him more heat than he's got now.
And if you let him hold it till Mania, you gotta give him LA Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I can see two people he should go after at Mania: LA Knight or Kevin Owens.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be people want to see is the first.
Yes.
Not the latter, but the first.
Right.
Yeah. So LA Knight and him, oh man, that'll be not only it'll be entertaining, it'll be a good match on top of that.
Yep. No, definitely. We got John Cena going one-on-one with Solo Sikoa.
Now, I want to say this here. I believe with this match here, not to say it's a passing of the torch, so to speak, because that cliche been going on too long. I think this is John Cena's way of putting Solo over. This is him putting him over.
And see, this is a discussion a lot of people had, because I have people on both sides of the fence. You know, you got people saying, well, Cena should win because, he's saying, he has to win, he got to do this and got to do that. But he said the same thing. But he said the same thing when he fought The Rock the first time, and he still got beat.
This is an advertising ploy, y'all. This is for y'all to bring butts in the seats. That's why John Cena's there to put butts in seats. And to make you believe that he got to do this. I got to beat him. This is, how many times he said he got to beat somebody?
Exactly.
He has to do this. Come on, y'all. If y'all been following John Cena, and he says this to pretty much everybody he wrestles, Batista and Edge and Triple H. I got to beat him. I got to. This is a ploy to bring y'all in and have y'all watch and gain views. That's all John's about. He's just like an ambassador. John pretty much an ambassador. He's sucking y'all in. What I'm saying in a good way is for you to watch this. It's like Hulk Hogan back in the day. All that talk to all my Hulkamaniacs and I love you guys and I got to beat this person here. It's the same thing.
Now, with that being said, I gotta ask this: if Solo wins, where's that gonna take him?
Now he got a notch on his belt. I beat John Cena. That's bragging rights.
Because I thought about this. Logan Paul beat John Cena at WrestleMania and it didn't do jack for him. It did jack for him. He's only being noticed now because now he has a tag team partner that he could piggyback off of.
I'm talking about like Austin Theory.
Yeah, Austin Theory.
Yeah.
It did nothing for him. And on top of that, he was a champion.
Yeah.
So it's like, they got to ask that question. Okay, do we want to make the same mistake we did with Theory? If we put Solo over, you got to have a plan B after that. Where does he go after that? He needs to go on a killing spree.
Yeah.
He needs to go. If he beats Cena, then he needs to go and just start beating everybody, and I mean impressively. Because if you make that mistake you did with Theory,
John Cena won't put him over because he will. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Because like I said, my whole
type of person.
because my whole concern is I don't want them to make, like I said, I don't want them to make the same mistake they did with Theory. Okay, you got this big win under your belt, but where did you go after that? So I'm just hoping, you know, they pulled the trigger. What?
Now, Cena wins.
It's either with Casino going home. I think this is it for him after this.
Because of the strike. The strike's
Yeah, strike over, so he probably going back to Hollywood. So they gonna send him out on top.
I can see that too. If Cena wins, he like, this is it. You know, I love y'all. Until next time, you know.
And then you gotta think about where they at.
Yeah, they in Saudi Arabia, yeah.
I can see if this was like in back here in the States, I think the story would be different. That's why I'm thinking Cena's gonna pull it off.
The reason I mentioned the Solo, I was just giving out two scenarios.
Right.
You know, the first scenario, if Solo wins, if John wins, type deal. Yeah.
Because you know the Saudis paying that paper. Oh, they want the good guys to win.
Mm-hmm.
I said that's the only reason I see, you know, Cena winning. Like I said, if this was in the States, I could see Solo winning.
So this pretty much is farewell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we got the main event. Roman Reigns defending the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against LA Knight. Now, let's do a two-parter on this because we pretty much know the outcome. But let's do a two-parter. Let's play the game. Let's play a game.
Okay.
Although we know the outcome, let's ask the question: why should LA Knight win the title?
That is a good question. We ain't gonna say the obvious, because he's over and all this stuff. We know this. We know this already. We know he's over. We know he got the crown. You know, they hang on his every word.
All the way.
It's been a long time since we've seen a person do that.
Right.
Since The Rock, actually.
Pretty much.
To hang on every word that you say. So, now on the other hand, we got Roman Reigns. You know, 1,000-day champion. I mean, pretty much, you know, he's not gonna be Bruno's record, but he's getting up there though.
I mean, damn, 3 years as champion. It's been a minute since, you know, they let anybody hold a title that long.
That long, yeah, it's been a long time.
And
all this is for, yeah.
And he pretty much have and you know what's funny? People used to talk about when Brock Lesnar was champion, how he barely defended the title. Roman doing the same thing.
But the difference is that Roman been doing this for 3 years straight.
Right.
The big storyline in wrestling.
Right.
He deserves a break.
Right. He been doing for 3 years straight, and he pretty much went. We still have matches that we, you know, would like to see him, you know, compete again, but he pretty much ran through the competition. The only sad part about it is how many of those he actually won clean.
Yeah.
That's the only.
That's the question.
That's the thing. But on the flip side of that, he's a heel, so it to me it balances itself out.
Well, and the reason that I mentioned Roman Reigns is that this is all saved up for Cody. This is all it is. That's why you won't see it. Now I know it's a long way before WrestleMania, but you know, Cody's gonna be the one to beat Roman.
Because keep in mind, we won't see Roman probably until the Royal Rumble. After this.
Until the Royal Rumble, right?
After this. Now let me take a crack at the reason why LA Knight should be the undisputed champion. Really, there is no reason. Because like you said, if he does it, it's just gonna be just based off the popularity factor.
Popularity thing. Yeah.
It's the popularity factor. That's it. He won the title, you know. He'll probably lose it at if he go into the Rumble, he probably gonna lose it.
But then at the same time, that'll help him because he's the guy that beat Roman
Right.
Reigns. But you know, the 3-year reign.
Yeah, for the title.
That'll be a notch on his belt. I beat a man that held the belt for 3 years.
But here's the problem with that. The problem with it is if he do it, that makes everybody else that could have done it.
And then that messes Cody up.
Which goes back to
Because I'm talking about story reading, to finish the story.
not necessarily.
Yeah.
That's why we went back to what I said. If he does do it, if Roman comes back at the Rumble, he's getting the title back. Because he LA Knight, if he wins it, he won't have a long reign. It'll just be, a little fallback, a little setback. You'll put it right back on Roman.
Well, I want him to be a title holder, like to hold it for somebody till they come back.
All right, that if they Rob, but
he's not that type of person.
Right, but
LA Knight, not at his caliber.
Right, but it goes back to what I said. They put it on, like I said, it'll just be for popularity purposes. And then that'll make everybody else, the Lashleys, the Lesnars, Seth, Owens, and everybody else he didn't fought, Cody. You mean to tell me none of them can do it? And most of them had a few opportunities, 2 and 3 chances to do it. Now you saying this guy walks in and do something that none of y'all couldn't do? That'll make them look bad. So that's definitely a hit or miss.
Yeah.
But what he needs to do now, let's look at something else. He can still win the match, but don't win the title. I can see a DQ. I can see a DQ happening.
Okay, now that makes sense.
That I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Cause if you
close but no cigar type situation.
Not cause if you don't make them hot, you hit the BFT, cause that Jimmy ain't on the card.
Right.
He gonna be there. You don't want to go in there, which just probably gonna go this way. Jimmy gonna interfere. Roman gonna hit the Superman punch, hit a couple spears, 1, 2, 3. They really don't need to do that. Not saying it's gonna kill LA Knight's momentum, but that could be a momentum killer.
Mm-hmm.
But LA Knight could bounce back from that. He has the chops to bounce back.
Yeah.
But it's all about presentation, because you can lose a match and still look good.
Right.
And that's what he needs to do, because they said it. Vince wasn't feeling him at all.
That's why they changed the Max Dupree thing and the maximum male models. Yeah. Well, Triple H saw something in it.
Right, and this can be the match. Well, he can say, "See."
Yeah.
So he has to go in there, because when that music, he gonna show out. But he's not. I still again, he can win the match and don't win the title. Because one of DQ ain't gonna hurt Roman. I can see, because Jimmy, you talk about he called a play, he called an audible, it got screwed up, DQ, bail on him.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see Jimmy doing that. Yeah, messing up again. Yeah.
Then they're gonna have the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
then it might be an all-out brawl. We might get a surprise. You never know. Them Saudis like to have. They always like to bring in somebody.
Yeah.
So well, I ain't gonna say we ain't gonna see his next opponent, but then again we might. Who knows?
Yeah.
But overall, it's gonna be a good show. This is one of their longest crown jewels.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is gonna be good. I hope they don't disappoint. Like I said, hope they put the time in. Hope we don't get the duh results like we knew that was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Two surprises, right?
So make it work. And for those who don't know, it is this Saturday. It's in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So be ready for that. I believe it's is it 12 o'clock Central?
12 o'clock. Mm-hmm.
Of course, you have the Crown Jewel kickoff show.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna get a match in there, like I said, Sami Zayn and J.D. McDonough, and they just gonna take off from there.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it on that. Let's see what else I'm gonna put before we get up out of here. I'm gonna give a shout out to the Texas Rangers winning their first World Series championship. And I'm gonna talk about the Cowboy fans for a second. So, Cowboy fans, haven't won Super Bowl in Lord knows how long. Yo, except why did
1995.
Yo XFL team won a championship, and they had a horrible record, and they beat the top team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
The Texas Rangers came in, went undefeated on the road, and they played right next door to AT&T Stadium. I went to that. It was right next door because you have Global Life Field.
Yeah, you got Texas Stadium right there. Cause we walked past there at WrestleMania.
Yeah, you got Global Life Field. You have
Mm-hmm.
what is it called now? Choctaw Stadium, which the XFL was the old Texas Ranger Stadium, and the XFL Stadium, and their soccer, like one of their MLS 2 leagues.
Mm-hmm.
They play there. They're like a triangle. Global Life Field, AT&T Stadium, Choctaw Stadium. Everything right there. Like I said, last time I went to Texas, went there, stadium, beautiful stadium.
Oh, it is. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, Global Life Field is a beautiful stadium, inside and out.
Yeah, there's a Walmart next to it
Yep,
as well.
yep, right, Walmart, right next door to AT&T Stadium. So, so your XFL team got a championship. The Rangers got a championship. Y'all messing up the rotation.
Right.
Them.
They ain't won in 28 years. They ain't been there since 1995.
But I gotta give the Rangers credit because they went out and got some players. They went out, put that money in. Once they got in, they went on the road. They couldn't be stopped. And I even got to give it to the Arizona Diamondbacks because when you talk about a team that barely got in, when I say barely, I think they won. I think they got in. I think they got in off. I think their last game, if I'm not mistaken, and they got into the playoffs with one of. I mean, they had a winning record, but it was very, very low. But they got in. They won the National League. But the Rangers was too powerful for them.
Yeah.
They were too powerful for them. But like I said, Texas won 3-1. I'm sorry, and they won 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they won 4-1. Excuse me. And it's in Arizona. They got in with a 84-78 record. That's low. That's when I say that's barely getting in. I mean, they came in off a wild card. So they came in off a wild card and just worked their way to the National League pennant. So you definitely got to give them props. Let's see. That's pretty much all I got. You got anything before we roll out?
Yeah, I'm just watching this game now. Titans and the Steelers. It's 16-13 right now in Tennessee. Let's see. Hopefully, Will Levis, he doing okay. He didn't do the same like he did when we played Atlanta, but he got 15 to 23 for 170 yards. He ain't got no touchdowns and no interceptions. But Derrick Henry, he got 14 carries for 64 yards, got a touchdown. D-Hop got 4 receptions for 60 yards.
I gotta say this. That game he played, that pretty much Ryan Tannehill lost his job off that one game. When that kid came in and was just throwing bombs to D-Hop,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
that his job is gone.
Yeah.
So
And
he know, and I think he know it too.
Because he fumbled the snap. Yeah.
But like I said, it's about time. I mean, Tannehill, man, he did well for y'all. I gotta give it to him. He did better than what I expected him to do. But it's time to go, in a new direction.
Yeah.
So we will see. But yeah, we about to get up out of here. Like I say, always continue to support this podcast on YouTube, Spotify. We got Rumble. Definitely follow us. Definitely follow us on Rumble. And if you still can't find, just Google.
Just Google it.
Google it.
Yeah.
Google us. We all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Next week, we'll probably do a Q&A. We've done one of those in a minute. But let's get out here. Let's enjoy this weekend. Y'all be safe. Don't get in the news. Put it that way. Yeah, definitely don't.
Really?
Yeah, definitely don't get in the news. If you do, make sure it's positive. And Memphis Grizzlies, please win the game.
Please do. It's all hurting my heart right now.
I know. I don't want to go to a game and courtside be $5.
Right.
Because you remember that period, when they were losing, you can get tickets for $5. I mean, they were up top, but they were still $5.
Right.
We don't want that. Well, price wise, yeah, but y'all will get it. Y'all will get it together. But
because since tomorrow we got the Trailblazers. Tomorrow we back at home, so hopefully we can beat Portland, get that first win.
Right, with no Dame Dollar, y'all. I mean, they got their rookie.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much all the weapons they got. But we still got time. Really, y'all get it together. No, don't have Ja coming in with a record like that and then have to bounce y'all back.
Right. But they're gonna say a lot about y'all.
Because when he left, because y'all did fine without him last season.
Yeah.
So, but again, y'all had guys like Dylan Brooks and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm gonna be patient with them. My team is starting off, pretty good so far. But
yeah.
We got to see if Zion can play a full season.
Yeah.
That's the biggie. But you guys, I'm done talking. Y'all guys enjoy your weekend. This been the Get Snap Podcast. We out.